Greetings, seekers of wisdom and fortitude. Today we embark on a journey through the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, uncovering 10 profound truths that smart men should heed in their interactions with women. This is not a guide to manipulation or conquest, but a path to self-mastery and inner peace. Imagine a life where your happiness is not swayed by the approval of others, where your sense of worth is unshakable, and your actions are guided by wisdom and virtue. This is the promise of Stoicism, a philosophy practiced by some of the greatest minds in history. In this video, we will explore timeless lessons from Stoic sages like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. These teachings will illuminate how to navigate relationships with integrity, strength, and purpose. You will learn to cultivate self-respect, embrace solitude, recognize red flags, and build a life of gratitude and inner contentment. Let the wisdom of the ancients guide you to a deeper understanding of yourself and your relationships. Welcome to the journey. Lesson 1. Do not seek validation from women. In a world where external validation is often mistaken for true worth, it is imperative to anchor ourselves in the wisdom of the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that our happiness and contentment should stem from within, grounded in the quality of our own thoughts and actions. When we internalize this truth, we become the masters of our own fate. We are no longer at the mercy of external opinions, and we reclaim our power to define our own worth. Seneca, another luminary of Stoicism, wisely said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." When we crave validation from others, we impoverish ourselves, always yearning for more approval. Instead, let us be rich in self-respect, content with the knowledge of our own worth. Epictetus adds to this by urging us to focus on what is within our control. We cannot control the opinions of others, but we can control our response to them. By seeking validation within, we exercise this control, choosing to remain steadfast and serene regardless of external feedback. In our relationships with women, this principle is particularly vital. Do not seek their approval as a measure of your worth. Instead, approach these relationships from a place of mutual respect and equality. When you are secure in your own value, you can engage with others more authentically and build connections based on true understanding and respect. Let us remember the words of Epictetus: "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." Know your worth, not through the eyes of others, but through the unwavering gaze of your own introspection. Our worth is not dictated by the opinions of others, but by the quality of our character and the strength of our convictions. Lesson 2. Do not engage in manipulative behavior. In the realm of human interactions, manipulation is a deceptive force that undermines the foundation of trust and respect. When we engage in manipulative behavior, we not only deceive others, but also ourselves. Seneca's wisdom is a beacon here, illuminating the importance of a good character. He asserts that true happiness is rooted in virtue, not in the fleeting success gained through deceitful means. A life built on manipulation is a house of cards, unstable and doomed to collapse. Genuine happiness can only be attained through honesty and moral fortitude. As Epictetus wisely noted, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To manipulate is to lose mastery over oneself, becoming ensnared in a web of deceit and ethical compromise. Trust, once broken, is difficult to restore. The Stoic path encourages us to build relationships on mutual respect and genuine connection, free from the taint of manipulation. In practical terms, avoiding manipulation means approaching every interaction with transparency and fairness. Communicate openly, set clear intentions, and respect the autonomy of others. As we navigate our relationships with women and others, let us do so with honor, honesty, and respect. By rejecting manipulation, we honor ourselves and those we interact with, building a life of integrity and profound inner peace. Lesson 3. Do not allow emotions to govern your actions. Emotions are like storms. They pass. Epictetus teaches, "Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems." Epictetus, a sage of Stoicism, profoundly observed that it is not the actual events that disturb us, but our perceptions and reactions to them. By allowing emotions to govern our actions, we surrender to these illusions, losing sight of our true course. When we respond with reason, we anchor ourselves in the present, making decisions based on clarity and wisdom rather than impulse and passion. Seneca, another Stoic luminary, advised, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In our interactions with women and in all relationships, maintaining emotional equilibrium is crucial. When emotions run high, misunderstandings and conflicts can easily arise. By grounding ourselves in reason, We navigate these interactions with grace and integrity, fostering healthier and more harmonious connections. Imagine a scenario where anger threatens to cloud your judgment. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to breathe and reflect. Ask yourself, what is the root of this anger? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my principles and values? This pause for reflection allows reason to take the helm, steering us away from regret and toward constructive action. Practicing mindfulness is another powerful tool in our Stoic arsenal. Mindfulness helps us observe our emotions without becoming entangled in them, fostering a deeper sense of control and tranquility. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Lesson 4. Do not pursue physical beauty alone. Physical beauty is transient. True connection lies in the depth of character and the alignment of values. As Epictetus advises, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Look beyond the surface, seeking the essence of a person's soul. Society often glorifies outward appearances, creating a superficial standard by which we judge ourselves and others. Physical beauty, no matter how captivating, fades with time. When we pursue relationships based solely on physical beauty, we risk building connections on unstable foundations. These relationships may provide temporary pleasure, but they often lack the depth and resilience needed to endure life's inevitable challenges. True connection, as the Stoics teach, is rooted in the alignment of values, shared virtues, and mutual growth. Reflect on the Stoic practice of viewing all things from a broader perspective. Imagine a person not just in the bloom of youth, but in the fullness of life, with all its trials and transformations. What qualities will endure through the years? Kindness, integrity, wisdom, and resilience, these are the attributes that form the bedrock of a lasting and fulfilling relationship. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, advises us to associate with people who are likely to improve you. This means seeking partners who inspire us to be better versions of ourselves, who challenge us to grow in virtue and wisdom. Such relationships are not only more satisfying, but also contribute to our personal development and inner peace. In practical terms, take the time to know a person's character, observing how they handle adversity, how they treat others, and what values they hold dear. Engage in conversations that reveal their true nature, rather than being captivated by superficial charm. Let us heed the wisdom of Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Look beyond the surface, seeking the essence of a person's soul. Prioritize character and values over transient beauty, and build relationships that stand the test of time. Lesson 5. Do not compromise your principles. Our principles are the compass guiding us through the moral landscape. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, Marcus Aurelius implores. Stand firm in your values, even when tempted to compromise. Temptations and pressures may urge us to stray from our values, but as Stoics, we must hold steadfast to our moral compass. Our principles are not just abstract ideals, they are the foundation upon which we build our character and our lives. Compromising them is akin to losing our way in a vast and uncharted wilderness. It is through our actions that our true character is revealed, and it is by standing firm in our values that we earn respect and maintain our integrity. When we compromise our principles, we erode this integrity, diminishing our self-respect and the respect others have for us. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, wrote, "The highest good is the harmony of the soul with itself. This harmony is achieved through the steadfast adherence to our principles." The Stoic practice of self-reflection is a valuable tool in maintaining our principles. Regularly examine your actions and decisions, asking yourself whether they align with your values. This practice, known as prosoche, helps us remain vigilant and committed to our moral compass. As Marcus Aurelius advises, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When interacting with women, or in any relationship, maintaining our principles is crucial. Relationships built on compromise of values are inherently unstable and lack the foundation of mutual respect and trust. By adhering to our principles, we foster relationships that are authentic and enduring, based on mutual understanding and shared values. Moreover, by standing firm in our principles, we inspire others to do the same. Our actions serve as a beacon of integrity, encouraging those around us to uphold their own value. In practical terms, this means making difficult choices with conviction. When faced with a situation that challenges your principles, take a moment to reflect on your core values. Consider the long-term impact of your decisions on your integrity and self-respect. Choose the path that aligns with your principles, even if it is the more difficult one. Lesson 6. Do not neglect self-improvement. Self-improvement is a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of oneself. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, justifies this statement when he states, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." As Stoics, we are called to strive for excellence in all aspects of our lives. Each day is an opportunity to learn, to reflect, and to improve. The moment we become satisfied with our current state, we cease to grow, stagnating in both our personal and relational development. Epictetus reminds us, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." We must approach each day with a beginner's mind, open to new insights and willing to challenge our assumptions. In the context of relationships, self-improvement takes on an additional dimension. Relationships are living entities that thrive on mutual growth and support. When we commit to continuous self-improvement, we bring our best selves into our relationships, fostering a dynamic environment where both partners can flourish. To avoid complacency in relationships, we must actively seek ways to grow together. This involves open communication, setting shared goals, and supporting each other's aspirations. It is about inspiring each other to reach new heights, celebrating successes, and learning from failures. When both partners are committed to self-improvement, the relationship becomes a powerful catalyst for personal growth. Moreover, self-improvement requires self-awareness and reflection. The Stoic practice of nightly reflection, or epilogismos, involves reviewing the day's events and assessing our actions. This practice helps us identify areas for improvement and reinforces our commitment to growth. By regularly reflecting on our behaviors and decisions, we gain insights into our strengths and weaknesses, enabling us to make conscious efforts to improve. In our pursuit of self-improvement, it is important to set realistic and meaningful goals. These goals should align with our values and be broken down into manageable steps. By focusing on incremental progress, we avoid the pitfalls of overwhelm and discouragement. Each small step forward is a victory in itself, contributing to our overall growth. Stoicism teaches us that the journey of self-improvement is not about reaching a final destination, but about the continuous process of becoming. It is about striving for excellence, while accepting that we are imperfect beings. This acceptance does not lead to complacency, but rather to a compassionate understanding of ourselves and others. By striving to be better each day, we create a ripple effect of growth and inspiration, contributing to a better world. In the words of Epictetus, progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. For it is through this relentless pursuit of excellence that we find true fulfillment and harmony with the universe. Lesson 7. Do not fear solitude. In a world that often equates solitude with loneliness and social isolation, the Stoic philosophy offers a profound reframe. Solitude is not something to be feared, but rather embraced as a vital part of the human experience. It is in these quiet moments of introspection that we find the space to connect deeply with ourselves, reflect on our actions, and cultivate inner peace. Seneca highlights the importance of how we use our time. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Solitude provides the perfect environment for this purposeful use of time, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. Epictetus adds another layer to this understanding by encouraging us to look inward for strength and contentment. People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them, he teaches. This means that our peace and happiness are not dependent on external circumstances or the presence of others, but on our inner state of mind. Solitude, therefore, is not a punishment, but an opportunity to cultivate this inner serenity. When we fear solitude, we often seek out distractions and superficial connections to fill the void. This constant search for external validation can lead to lack of true contentment. By contrast, when we embrace solitude, we create a space for self-discovery and personal growth. In these moments alone, we have the opportunity to confront our thoughts, emotions, and desires without the distractions of the external world. This confrontation can be uncomfortable, but it is also where true growth occurs. Moreover, solitude allows us to recharge and reconnect with our inner values. It provides a sanctuary where we can realign with our principles, assess our actions, and plan our future steps with clarity and purpose. It is a time to listen to our inner voice, free from the noise and demands of the outside world. In practical terms, embracing solitude can be integrated into our daily routines through practices such as meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. These activities create a structured space for introspection and self-care. It is also important to differentiate between solitude and isolation. Solitude is a deliberate and positive choice to spend time alone for reflection and growth, while isolation is often involuntary and associated with feelings of loneliness. The Stoic approach to solitude is about cultivating a healthy relationship with ourselves, where we find contentment and strength in our own company. We learn to find peace and fulfillment within ourselves, reducing our dependence on external sources of happiness. This inner stability allows us to engage more authentically with others, as our interactions are no longer driven by a need to fill a void, but by a genuine desire for connection and mutual growth. In the words of Epictetus, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Solitude is the canvas on which we paint our true selves, free from external influences and expectations. Lesson 8. Do not overlook red flags. In relationships, red flags are indicators of deeper issues that may not be immediately apparent, but can significantly impact your well-being and happiness. As Stoics, we must cultivate the wisdom to recognize these signs and the courage to act upon them. Ignoring red flags out of fear or desire for comfort only prolongs the inevitable and can lead to greater harm in the long run. Epictetus's advice to first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. By knowing what we stand for and what we seek in a relationship, we set a clear standard for ourselves. This self-awareness helps us to recognize when something is amiss and empowers us to take necessary action. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasized the importance of facing reality with clear eyes. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This Stoic wisdom reminds us that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control our responses. When we overlook red flags, we often do so out of a desire to maintain comfort or avoid confrontation. However, this short-term comfort is a facade, masking deeper issues that will eventually surface. Seneca teaches us, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. Facing the discomfort of acknowledging and addressing red flags is a path to growth and resilience. It is through these challenges that we strengthen our character and fortify our relationships. In practical terms, pay attention to how you feel in the presence of the other person. Are there consistent patterns of behavior that cause unease or distress? Trust your instincts, for they are often the first indicators that something is not right. Reflect on these feelings and consider whether they align with your values and expectations. If you notice concerning behaviors, engage in a dialogue with your partner. Express your observations and feelings without accusation, focusing on how these behaviors impact you and the relationship. This approach not only provides clarity, but also gives the other person an opportunity to address the issue. However, it is essential to recognize that some red flags indicate deeper, systemic issues that may not be resolvable. In such cases, the Stoic principle of wisdom guides us to prioritize our well-being and make the difficult decision to step away from the relationship. This act of self-respect and preservation is not a failure, but a testament to our commitment to living a life of integrity and virtue. Seneca's writings often touch on the importance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and inspire us. Associate with people who are likely to improve you, he advises. By heeding red flags and making conscious choices about our relationships, we ensure that we are in the company of those who align with our values and contribute positively to our lives. Lesson 9. Do not depend on others for happiness. In our pursuit of happiness, it is easy to fall into the trap of seeking fulfillment through external sources, people, possessions, status, or circumstances. As Stoics, we recognize that true happiness and contentment come from within, shaped by our thoughts, attitudes, and perceptions. Our thoughts and attitudes act as the lens through which we experience the world. By cultivating a mindset rooted in gratitude, acceptance, and wisdom, we create a source of happiness that is resilient and enduring. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. Epictetus teaches, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. Our thoughts, choices, and actions are within our control, while external events and the behavior of others are not. By focusing on our internal state, we free ourselves from the turmoil that arises from trying to control the uncontrollable. Depending on others for happiness places our emotional well-being in their hands. This dependency can lead to a sense of powerlessness and instability, as the actions and moods of others inevitably fluctuate. In contrast, cultivating inner contentment empowers us to remain centered and composed, regardless of external circumstances. This inner strength is not about detachment or isolation, but about fostering a sense of wholeness and self-sufficiency. To To cultivate inner contentment, we must practice mindfulness and self-reflection. This practice helps us become aware of the sources of our happiness and dissatisfaction, allowing us to shift our focus towards what truly matters. Through regular self-reflection, we can assess our values, set meaningful goals, and align our actions with our principles. Seneca advises, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." By imagining life without certain comforts, relationships, or abilities, we become more mindful of their presence and significance. The Stoic concept of amor fati, or love of fate, encourages us to embrace all experiences, both positive and negative, as opportunities for growth and learning. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By viewing obstacles as stepping stones, we transform difficulties into catalysts for personal development. In relationships, cultivating inner contentment allows us to engage with others from a place of wholeness and authenticity. When we are self-sufficient in our happiness, we are less likely to impose unrealistic expectations on our partners or seek validation through their approval. This creates a healthier dynamic, characterized by mutual respect, support, and growth. We can enjoy the companionship and love of others without losing our sense of self or compromising our inner peace. Lesson 10. Do not forget gratitude. Appreciate the presence of a woman in your life, but do not let her presence define your sense of gratitude. Gratitude, in Stoic philosophy, is more than a fleeting emotion. It is a deliberate practice and a way of living that shapes our experience of the world. It involves a deep appreciation for what we have, rather than lamenting what we lack. Epictetus's teaching, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has," encapsulates this principle. It calls us to focus on the present moment and the blessings we already possess. By cultivating a mindset of gratitude, we shift our attention away from what we lack and towards the abundance present in our lives. In relationships, it is easy to become consumed by the desire for more or better, allowing our contentment to hinge upon external factors, including the presence of a partner. However, true gratitude recognizes and appreciates the value of what we have, without allowing it to define our entire sense of well-being. When we genuinely appreciate the presence of someone in our lives, we do so from a place of fullness rather than neediness. This appreciation enhances our interactions and deepens our connection, fostering a healthier and more harmonious relationship. Yet if our sense of gratitude is dependent on the mere presence of another person, we risk losing our own sense of self-worth and contentment. Marcus Aurelius provides further insight into this concept. He writes, "When you have the power to benefit someone, do so, but when you cannot, do not begrudge it." This perspective encourages us to act from a place of generosity and appreciation, rather than expectation or dependence. In relationships, this means valuing and expressing gratitude for the presence and contributions of our partners without allowing their presence to become the sole source of our happiness. By reflecting on the positive aspects of our lives and the relationships we cherish, we develop a deeper understanding of our values and priorities. Seneca's wisdom reinforces this notion. A grateful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all other virtues. To cultivate gratitude, consider integrating daily practices into your routine. Begin by setting aside time each day to reflect on the things you are thankful for. This can be done through journaling, meditation, or simply a moment of quiet reflection. By regularly acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of your life, you reinforce a mindset of gratitude and shift your focus away from what you lack. Furthermore, express your gratitude to others openly and sincerely. Acknowledge the contributions and presence of those around you, and communicate your appreciation with genuine warmth. This not only strengthens your relationships, but also reinforces your own sense of fulfillment and contentment. In relationships, practicing gratitude means valuing the time spent together and cherishing the unique qualities of your partner. It involves appreciating the small moments and everyday gestures that contribute to the bond you share. This appreciation fosters a deeper connection and a more meaningful relationship, grounded in mutual respect and understanding. As we walk this path together, remember that we are the architects of our destiny. Each choice we make, each principle we uphold, shapes the men we become. Let us draw strength from the wisdom of the Stoics, forging a life of virtue, resilience, and profound inner peace. For in the end, it is not the external accolades or fleeting pleasures that define us, but the steadfastness of our character and the tranquility of our soul. So, dear friends, which Stoic principles resonate most deeply with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. for it is through dialogue and discourse that we deepen our understanding of this ancient philosophy. If you found this video insightful, I urge you to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Together, let us embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Until next time, may you walk the path of virtue with confidence and courage. Stay stoic, my friends.